So welcome back, Sports Biz Campers. Back with Taylor here, this time in her Chalk Talk interview. So jumping right into this, Taylor, this is going to be broken into 4 quarters since we are in sports and entertainment. We'll start off with your name, where you're from, where you work, and your official job title.
Hi everybody, my name is Taylor Muentener. I am from Brewster, New York, and I'm still in New York now. And I work for Right to Play International. I work for the U.S. National Office. My official job title is Development and Events Associate.
Perfect. So what is one aspect of working in sports do you appreciate the most?
I think something that sets the sports industry apart, no matter which part of the industry you're working in, is the people. Everyone is so nice, so helpful, and meeting everyone is always a pleasure compared to other industries, for sure.
Perfect. So jumping into our training days, which is baby Taylor, when you were younger, what did you initially want to do for a career?
So when I was in high school, I was dead set on becoming a cardiologist, a heart doctor. Clearly that plan changed.
Absolutely. So, did you when you were younger and you were figuring out like initially what did you want to do? When was that first break or initial foot in the door into the sports industry?
So that happened for me at the end of college, actually. I was really involved in our school spirit club at Georgetown in college, but in terms of breaking into the sports industry, I took a sports philanthropy certificate course. And through that, I met someone who put me on, and I then got a job working for UNICEF on a Sport for Good program.
While you were in college and high school getting that experience, what are some other experiences or things that you've done to help like accelerate that career path decision?
So something that I've always thought was useful for me, and I'm kind of an indecisive person, so I tried everything. I had experience in finance, I had experience fundraising, I had experience doing communications work, doing event planning, and just volunteering for things when I had the time. So getting experience doing everything and figuring out what I did and didn't like.
Perfect. So being that you got all those different experiences in all those different sectors, at what point did you realize that like this is something I wanted to do? Like this is something I love and I can see myself having a career in?
I think it was pretty early on. I think like immediately in my certificate program and in my job at UNICEF, I realized that that was the right space for me to be in. So I think it was a pretty quick click when I kind of got my foot into the sports industry.
Perfect. So transitioning to your current role today at Right to Play, if a student were to shout at you on your day-to-day, what would they see you doing?
So on my day-to-day, we would in the morning probably have some sort of global call. So whether that's with the events team or whether that's about fundraising strategies or communications, I'm lucky to sit on a lot of calls and a lot of different groups. And then in the afternoon, it would be more so US focused work, obviously with time zones, and obviously getting the rest of my workload done. So sending emails, doing spreadsheets, doing some database management. That's kind of the split up of what they would see in the day.
Sound like a really, really busy woman. So what are 2 aspects of your job that you feel are most satisfying?
I think, as I said in the first clip, that the impact is like just so satisfying to see how many kids we reach. And I'm a really goal-oriented person, so I think that the other thing I think is most satisfying is when we set a fundraising goal and we reach that goal through like all of our hard work for an event or through a campaign. I think those are the 2 biggest parts of my job that I really love.
So being that you guys do have this kind of social responsibility and that you guys pour back into lesser communities, what is one of your favorite campaigns or projects that you've personally worked on, and how did that change your perspective on sports as a whole?
I think this year, with everything going on in 2020, we've had some really successful mass market fundraising campaigns. So just through emails about how we were responding to COVID in our field programs. And then later on, we talked about World Refugee Day for a campaign. And our email campaigns were more successful than they'd been in the past. So I think that is something I enjoyed.
Perfect. So, while we're in your current role in your current career now, has there ever been a time where you've had to overcome adversity, and if so, how did you overcome that adversity at that time?
So yeah, my time at Right to Play has been amazing, but there's been a lot of transition staff-wise. So I've been with the company longest out of everyone who's currently in my office. So just kind of learning to work with different personalities and kind of adjusting to change a little bit more frequently than I anticipated when I started in my role.
What is one skill that has helped you succeed in working in the sports industry?
I don't have like a one word for it, but basically being a team player, kind of being willing to roll up my sleeves and get dirty and do whatever the job requires instead of being really committed to just, okay, tunnel vision, this is my task and I can only do this thing. Be someone who is there to support whatever needs to get done when it needs to get done.
So, concluding our interview, we're gonna end off in the playoffs. So, ending off with some career advice for our high school students. If you could go back and tell your high school self one piece of advice, what would you tell yourself?
I would tell myself two things, so I'm going to cheat. I would say not to stress. I would say that it's all going to work out and to just calm down and relax and enjoy high school. But at the same time, I would say to get experience. So if someone gives you the opportunity to work for them or to volunteer, or even just if you're working in your community, just take the opportunities that are available to you and get as much experience as you can doing as many things so you know when you're entering your career what it is that you do and don't like to do.
Elaborating off of that point, what is the next step a high school student should take to eventually be in a position like yours one day?
I think the thing that I would do is I would say to learn a skill. So I can't tell you how much I've learned about using Excel from YouTube, different functions and formulas and all of that nerdy stuff. So I would say check out, there's so many different YouTube tutorials on anything you could possibly want to learn how to do. LinkedIn also really has a lot of free courses as well. So check out something that you want to learn, whether that's skills for cutting videos and editing videos or how to manipulate numbers in Excel. There's something out there that you can learn for probably a really low cost that is really going to help you in your career later.
So that actually concludes our interview session. Taylor, I want to thank you for pouring into the next generation of sports industry professionals. High school students, be on the lookout for more content. We have a bunch more industry professionals, such as Ms. Taylor, who are going to pour into you guys, and be on the lookout for more content. So ending it off with some peace signs and salutations from Taylor and I, guys. Like I said, be on the lookout for more content. We'll have it coming soon. Peace.
Thank you.